into it, Pisces. Let's see what's going on for you over the next 7 days. But before we begin, Pisces, there are a few things that I want you to keep in mind as you listen to this reading. Not everything that's mentioned in this reading is going to resonate. Some of it is because it hasn't occurred yet. And for others of you, it's because it's not your story. Always listen to the reading with an open mind and understand that there are certain messages in the reading that may apply to you and certain things that may not. Please avoid getting distracted by messages that are not for you, and take in the things that genuinely do resonate. Please avoid making rash decisions, as I mentioned to you. And we're always going to talk about delicate topics, so let's get into it. Pisces, seems like you're losing faith with something. You're also waiting for someone to be honest about something. Pisces, maybe you're having a sore throat. Maybe there's something that you want to say. Maybe you're having a hard time saying it. Someone could possibly be nonverbal in your situation, or maybe just they're not good with words. There's definitely someone that is not being honest with you about something. Could even be someone not being honest with themselves, or not being honest with the public about something. It seems like maybe there is somebody that does want your forgiveness. If it's not clear, it does say asking for forgiveness. I think somebody does want your forgiveness. They want your compassion for something. Pisces, maybe you're a very forgiving individual, but I think that somebody might be taking something a bit too far, possibly. You might be getting the keys to something around this time, at least before the end of this month. Pisces, there's some communication that you could possibly be getting before this month is over. Some truth that you're definitely saying about the situation. Some of you, you're concerned about your possessions and maybe where you're going to put things, your belongings. Definitely concerned about your finances. There's a Libra that just stepped into your reading. Some of you could possibly be singers or songwriters. You're a vocalist, possibly. You're someone with a very strong intuition, very strong inner voice. And this week, it seems like this is where you're hearing the answers. It's through your own self, through your own higher self. Your inner voice is giving you the answers to things and situations that seem to elude you. Some sort of riddle that's going on in your life. Especially if we're talking about a person that you're confused by. Seems like maybe some of you are in relationships. But maybe there's something that is on your mind and maybe you're not saying it. Or something is on the mind of somebody else. Yes, what's on their mind is forgiveness, Pisces. Somebody wants you to be more open, like maybe you used to be. It seems like you could be very interested in learning something new. This week, it seems like you're definitely learning something new about yourself. And it feels like you're feeling really good about it. Or before the end of this week, you're feeling very good about the things that you're learning about yourself. Your ability to overcome situations where you've been dealing with prolonged adversity, where you're not really sure what's coming up next. You've been in the unknown period for a minute, Pisces. And the beautiful thing is I feel like you're coming out of it. But before you do, it feels like there's something that you might need to take action on. Because you're not yet, some of you, you're not yet across a particular situation. There's something that's going on. You haven't quite crossed the threshold of something. You're still in the midst of something that you're enduring. But it seems like it's getting ready to be over. And you're entering a period of time in your life where you're able to put something behind you. Some of you are definitely dealing, you have animals. You have a pet that maybe you really love and adore. Maybe you're thinking about them around this period of time. This is really weird so far. We're going to get to that in a minute. Maybe you're at brunch. You're going to brunch. Maybe you're into eating breakfast for dinner. I'm not sure. It seems like you're eating a whole bunch of junk. And no, it's not a criticism. I'm just saying it in the reading. You eat what you want. Be happy. Oh. Okay. It seems like you might be seeing a lot of numbers, especially 4, 5, and 6. You might be seeing a lot of sequential numbers. Maybe it seems like you're having to do something in order, or spirit is trying to call something to order in your life. Something that's been chaotic, something that's been out of order, especially if we're talking about your finances. And especially if we're talking about like irregular communication with someone. Maybe you don't speak to someone on a regular basis. Pisces, and there's a Scorpio that comes in. Maybe I should have picked up this deck. Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm going to go with something different. But the spirit is definitely saying that somebody in your energy is two-faced. Like this with the devil. And there's possibly a Leo in the background. I'm not necessarily saying it's a Leo or a Capricorn, but a Leo or a Capricorn could possibly be involved in something that you're doing. Give me 1 second, please. You said, well, will I have a Sag reading? I just got finished doing Sag. And it'll be posted pretty soon. Oh, yes. What is this? This is Pisces. Right beneath that, you got somebody watching you. And I was trying to see who the heck is watching you. My spirit is saying it's the Hermit that's watching you, possibly a Virgo. That's also telling me the High Priestess is watching you. You could possibly be the High Priestess in the situation, though. Who's what? Are you paranoid? It feels like you might be paranoid that somebody is watching you. Like, okay, I think somebody's watching me, but maybe you're not sure if they are. And it's because they are. Pisces. I think I've gotten this for you before where I was telling you, you think that you're being paranoid about something, but you're actually not being paranoid about it. There is somebody watching you. It might not be as creepy as it looks, but some of you, it is. But we're going to see what this is about, because Spirit had me pick up this deck for a reason. Why is somebody watching? The Tower is here. So I think that maybe somebody is trying to cause you. Speak words. Why is somebody watching, Pisces? Watching you. Out of jealousy, you got the 7 of Cups. Is this person the High Priestess? Is this person? She is the Queen of Wands. I did mention Leo. For some of you, this has something to do with a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius, or this Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. That would be you. I mentioned you have a Leo that just stepped into your reading, an Aries, a Scorpio, and this two-faced individual that just stepped into your reading. I didn't call him two-faced. Your spirit guides did. And maybe this is somebody that you don't, I don't know if you'd be unsuspecting about this. We're going to let the story unfold. We're going to see why this person is watching you. For some of you, it's your parents is watching you. You're like, oh my gosh, do my parents know? Do they know that I haven't turned in these assignments? Do they know that I'm behind with this paperwork, school? Yeah. You could possibly be getting a call from a kid's teacher, their school or whatever, and you might be cracking down on a kid about their homework. And maybe there's a kid that's worried that maybe this information is going to get back to their mom or their parent in particular. This might not be something that's going on with you. This could definitely be something that's going on with a child. Maybe you see something that a kid does not see. They do not have to be your own children. Let's bear that in mind. These could be younger family members. Or some people that maybe you tend to. Maybe you work with children or this sort of thing. But definitely, it seems like this might be some people that are around your kids. Maybe they're going through situations where they're kind of seeing the truth about the people that are around them. Maybe they're not yet across. They haven't quite figured this out yet. But it seems that there's something that an adult in the picture might be pointing out. Maybe they see it. Maybe they see something clearly that maybe a child doesn't see about their situation. but it definitely feels like you see the snakes in the grass. You see what's going on. But as I mentioned to you, it could be that because of somebody's naivete that they don't see, and something could have you kind of pissed off. Maybe you're kind of tired, Pisces. Maybe you're kind of getting sleep. You fall asleep during, like, out of nowhere. Maybe you're asleep while everyone's awake. It just seems like your body might be demanding sleep of you out of nowhere. Maybe you work the night shift. You work around a fire sign. What's going on? You're arguing with someone. You are, or you're having an argument with yourself in your mind about something. Spirit guys, show me what's going on. I mentioned to you, there's somebody that can't really express how they feel. So they're thinking about something, but they're not really saying it. It's on their mind, but they're not really expressing it. Present awareness. Whatever you did not know about at some point during the week, it seems like you become aware of whatever this is. Whatever spirit wants you to know about, you're becoming aware of it. It seems like maybe you feel like you're a prisoner of your circumstances. It seems like there's something about your circumstances that you want to change. Pisces, come on with it. Didn't I tell you that somebody is manipulating a situation? There is manipulation, brainwashing in your situation. I promise you. I don't think this is going on with you, Pisces. I think there's something that you see about somebody else's situation. I mentioned to you dozens of times at this point. I feel like it has something to do with a child. You might be on this weight loss journey. It seems like you're really focused on maybe doing your best, looking your best, Pisces. It just seems like you're moving on from certain people, certain situations. You're leaving certain people in the dust. So maybe this is you kind of leaving behind these two-faced individuals, and you're doing the things that you feel are right for you. There's a Virgo that comes into your reading, and here you are, Pisces. Are you doing some shopping? Seems like you got heaps of laundry to do around this period of time. It seems like you got a lot of different things that you're working on, especially around this time. It seems like you're having to multitask. Some of you work, you go to school, or this sort of thing. Web of drama. Exactly what I feel that this is, right beneath the conflict. What's going on? You're arguing with somebody. I mentioned to you, you're either arguing with yourself, you're arguing with someone, or you're arguing with the people in your home. Or the people in your home are arguing. Things amongst maybe family members or roommates or whatever is kind of tense. Maybe you're overhearing your neighbors argue, your parents argue. What's this arguing about? What's this drama about? Whatever it is, it's on your mind, and it seems like it's taking a toll on you. This is gossip. This week, it seems like there might be a need to release. Emotionally, you might feel like you need a good cry. Some of you, maybe, I don't know if you're between homes, or you're concerned about somebody that maybe does not have a place to go. Or this is just you. You're like, I don't know what direction to go with this. Something is on my mind, but I don't know what to do about this. Something's heavy on your mind this week. And somebody in your energy is definitely sketchy. There is a Scorpio that just joined your reading. You got some good news coming in, by the way. For a minute, Pisces, you might be worried about how something's going to go. And maybe this is you potentially in your own mind creating drama. You might be blowing something out of proportion in your head. Like I said, because you're not yet across. You haven't completed something. You're in the midst of maybe working something out or figuring out the answer to a dilemma that you're dealing with, and you're just kind of biting through something right about this time. For some of you, this has something to do with a legal situation. Some of you might have a legal situation that might be dragging on. or you're not sure if you should get the law involved in a particular situation. It also feels like, Pisces, you're trying to get to the truth of a particular situation. It looks like this week you might be having some obstacles. You could be investigating the truth about something, or this is somebody kind of digging for the truth connected to you. It seems like, but whatever this happens to be, Spirit is restoring a situation back to order for you. And whatever truth that you need to uncover, you're going to find it. But we talked about that. The answers. It seems like this is you looking for answers. Like, what do I do about this dilemma? Spirit comes through to bring you this answer. Again, whatever you didn't know about, you're now aware of it this week. Spirit drops something into your spirit so that you get this information. It comes in as a download in your spirit. It seems like it's a very timely message. I think you're also worried about time. Yeah, I think that's what's on your mind. That's what you can't seem to get off your brain, is the fact that you just need answers about something so that you can make a decision. Now, some of you, it seems like what's stressing you out is you're waiting for a decision to be made. You're waiting to hear back. You're waiting to hear the answer to something that I feel that you might feel is very important. Something that after you hear this message, it gives you peace of mind. Because it seems like that's what you're looking for. And right around this period of time, you might not feel like you have this peace of mind. But before this week is over, you get some good news that helps you to relax a bit. There's a Leo. See how this looks like an eyeball? I think somebody is watching. We've already established that. But let's talk about it. Maybe some of you are influencers, or you want to be an influencer. You are, and maybe there are certain people, this monkey see, monkey do situation. You do something, you say something, and here comes somebody copying or replicating something that you've done, kind of taking your work, not kind of, blatantly taking your work. You're getting the keys to something. Pisces, I mentioned to you, you're concerned about your finances, your belongings, your possessions. Maybe it's your car. Keys open doors, this says. So to me, this feels like there is something that's getting ready to happen for you. There's something that you were locked away from. Something that you wanted so badly, and it seems like you couldn't get through. And now it seems like Spirit gives you the answers to help you to rest a bit, so that you can move forward and again make whatever decision, or this is the decision that comes through. It's a yes answer with regards to something that you really want. Some of you are locked out of your computer. Maybe it's time to change your password. Are you worried that somebody's going to tell you no? Is there a Sag in your reading? This is on someone to Sagittarius. You're a bossy individual. Some of you, maybe you're in the military, or somebody is a cop, or somebody's just bossy. Maybe you feel like somebody's a drill sergeant. Maybe you feel in your situation, especially if we're talking about a parent. Maybe you kind of feel ordered around by a parent. Or maybe this is a kid. I don't know. Maybe if a kid runs your household, you might feel. Spirit guys, show me what's going on with Pisces. What's this drama situation? That's what's on your mind. Some sort of drama. There's somebody in your energy that is deceptive. Somebody that has pulled the wool over your eyes, or over the eyes of somebody that you love. Definitely it feels like somebody is feeling lost or confused about something. Someone comes in to give their input. This input seems like it's very timely. It's something that maybe you needed to hear at a particular time. Yeah, there's something about time management, getting things done on time. So if you have a legal matter, as I mentioned to you, somebody could be concerned about doing time. Maybe that's the court situation that you're waiting for. Seems like your emotions are just kind of up and down. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on in your relationship, because I feel that this has something to do with that. Unless this is just you. Maybe you're just up and down lately. No, It feels like you feel stuck. You feel blinded by something. Especially if there's somebody that's, especially you feel especially blinded by someone who is in your energy. The Emperor, Aries, King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you, it's a family member. And it definitely feels like you're getting to the bottom of it. Either you are or somebody else is. Come on, what is it with your crown chakra? Definitely feels like you're activated. I mentioned to you, you're getting a lot of downloads through your crown chakra, but there's just something that is just heavily on your mind or on the mind of somebody else. You and somebody might be thinking about something. Did somebody pass? What's on your mind could be somebody's passing. This is Pisces. For some of you, maybe no one passed away. Maybe you're going through a breakup, and maybe somebody's taking a breakup really hard. Maybe somebody's feeling like it's time to break up or go their separate ways. It just seems like maybe it's very difficult for someone to say this. Yeah, you're dealing with somebody that I feel is very controlling, manipulative, Pisces, or someone might possibly see you this way. Or this might be somebody that's coming into your energy. And maybe you are kind of feeling alone, and you are kind of keeping silent from someone. You're obviously fighting with someone. There's obviously tension between you and someone, Pisces. So I don't get it. Are you trying to break away from some? I think you are. I think there is somebody that you're trying to release and let go of because you feel like they're full of drama. You're tired of fighting with someone. You might even be questioning somebody's sanity. And I'm talking about seriously. Like you might be wondering if somebody has like a certifiable mental illness. Chances are they might. I do feel that you've lost a loved one. I think that that is something that you're concerned about. But for some of you, this is your abandonment issues coming up. Maybe you feel that it is time to release someone, but maybe you feel like if you were to be honest with them and tell them how you really feel, that it's going to create a whole bunch of drama and conflict, and somebody's going to try to fight. No. It just seems like this. You could be on either side of this situation, or as I mentioned to you, you could possibly be witnessing this happening. Whatever this relationship is, it seems like it has you on an emotional roller coaster. It seems like you're tired of it. You're feeling discouraged around this period of time. And you may have found out about something that has just been really effed up. Come on. Did somebody pass away? It seems like maybe you lost a few people. Pisces. And maybe that's just something that you're concerned about. Or you're thinking about somebody that passed. Seems like you're walking on eggshells in a particular situation. We got this card talking about people in the home. Let's see what's going on at home. What's going on with these people that you live with? Well, we've already established that. We've already established that you might be arguing or they are arguing and you're kind of overhearing it. So you might not be a part of the drama, but you could possibly be hearing about it. Some of you are in a third-party situation. You might not be having tension with somebody, but they might be having tension with someone. You have a legal situation. It feels like there is something. Somebody gets caught up with the law, and somebody might literally be doing time. It seems like this is theft. Somebody might be selling drugs. Somebody might be a prostitute. Or somebody might be paying for some sort of arrangement. Definitely feel like in your situation, somebody in your situation might have a lot of aggression, a lot of anger issues, and maybe you feel like this person is immature. Now, what's hidden in your situation, Pisces or Crosswatcher, is that somebody's trying to cover something up, especially if they are saying that they have somebody that is a friend, that when they're trying to claim their friend as being, like trying to say that they have a platonic situation with a friend. It's not really that. There's something more going on. And I definitely feel like something is hidden from you. And I think that somebody doesn't want to tell you. Somebody might be afraid, especially a child, might be afraid to tell you what's really going on with their schoolwork or what's really going on with some things that maybe you don't see. Maybe there's a kid that might be getting into some foolishness. Maybe they have an addiction of some type. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you're kind of waiting to find out. You're picking up on some clues that something is going on. You might be confronting your kid about something. You might. Because it looks like there's a parent that's looking for answers. And it seems like there's a kid that's not really giving these answers. Somebody's not where they say they're going to be, Pisces or cross watcher. You might be noticing the time that somebody is coming back home, and you're like, is that really where you were? So there might be some suspicion about somebody's whereabouts. It's the second time I've seen this. I think that's your circumstances coming down on you. Unless you feel like there's someone or something that's causing some sort of an unfair situation. Spirit guys, what is this oppression about? You said you hope everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay. Thank you, H. Morgan. Spirit guys, show me what's going on for just running. I was running upstairs, so I was kind of winded when I came back to the live. Let's see. What is going on with Pisces? I think it's your circumstances. Random side note. I know this is going to sound really random, but it won't sound random to the person that is meant to hear it. I think some of you are going through some sort of oppression. And I think for some of you, it's because you have gifts. You have the gift of prophecy. You have some sort of gift. And I think somebody doesn't like that. Especially a follower. Did I talk to you about this? There's a kid that's having trouble in math. This is what I mean. There's a kid that's having issues in school. They don't want to tell you what's really going on. You may have even come down on them. You may have even said some things to them. Or maybe there's just some things about a kid that maybe they're not changing about their schoolwork. Sounds like there's a kid that's just really going through something. I think it's a kid's circumstances that have become an oppressor. Unless there is just somebody that's just really putting them down. But this could even be you in your own mind. You could be the oppressor in your own situation. This could be you casting seeds of self-doubt and this sort of thing. Maybe this is just something that you're going through because you don't feel like you know all of the answers. But you really do. It's just that you doubt it or that you don't see it. This whole thing about a contract, keys and such. I think this has something to do with a car. I think some of you, this is a living situation. You could possibly, especially if you're waiting for, that might be what you're waiting for, a decision to be made about whether or not you can move in, or maybe whether or not you can move back in with someone, because it definitely feels like somebody wants to be around you, and maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know if things can be the same again, because it seems like what you're questioning is someone's integrity. Again, there's somebody that you feel is two-faced in your energy. And I mentioned to you, you're right. In your energy and the energy of somebody around you. I mentioned to you, somebody is coming in to give you some input. Some of you, maybe you want to move, but maybe it's a financial issue. Spirit guys, tell me more about this. What's going on with Pisces finances? What I can definitely see already, Pisces, is that you're short for money. You're short on funds. Either you are, and this is actually happening, or this is something that you're worried about. Your financial situation. You're worried that maybe your money is dwindling down, or you had to dig into your savings or something such as this. And maybe you're worried about a financial situation. You're worried about something. You're worried about a test. Seems like maybe you are. Maybe this is finals week for some of you. You're definitely worried about a legal situation. You are dealing with Sagittarius. We're talking about a court situation, and this does have something to do with money that is owed to you. It definitely feels like money is coming through. Something could possibly be court enforced, court ordered, signed, and such. What does this remind me of the president? Like an executive order. Maybe there's something that maybe you might hear in the news, possibly. Yes, he's a Gemini. I believe the president is a Sag moon. So what's going on here? And this is not a political channel, and I tend not to go into too much detail about political things. But I mean, if I see it in the reading, then we're going to discuss it. Spirit, tell me more about what's going on with Sagination. It has something to do with money. There's a discussion about money contracts and such. You could be making a deal at work. Some of you, maybe you do work in real estate, or there's some sort of deal that you are closing and it brings in some money for you, especially if something is legally binding. What are you going to do about this card though, Sag? Seems like this may be time to turn this card in. That's what I mean. Maybe this is the keys to a new vehicle. It seems like maybe there's some major purchases on your mind. Should probably get into an accident. It seems like something's going on with your car. This is Pisces. Did I call you Sag? I probably did. Prisoner. Maybe somebody is in jail. I've mentioned to you, or somebody could be worried about jail time. But this is you, your circumstances. You feel like you're a prisoner of your circumstances. There's something that you want to change, but maybe you feel like something is just kind of going too slowly. Yeah, like you're going on the hamster wheel with something. It just seems like there's something about your work that you want to change. I feel like there will be gradual progress when it comes to a financial situation, a work situation, a school situation. There's something that you want to be done swiftly. The spirit guides are saying it's going to take some time. You're being targeted at work. Maybe some of you are shopping at Target this week. What's going on with X? There's definitely something going on with court. Let's talk about your driver's license, Pisces. Maybe it's time to get your driver's license. Maybe you're getting your first vehicle. Maybe you are. But it seems like you might have to take the state test. Like you're taking your written test. Oh, you got to study. Maybe you need to study for this. Some of you, maybe this is an occupational license. Maybe you're taking a state exam to get certified. If this is you studying, yes, and you're trying to grasp the material that you're being taught, you got an exit exam possibly. Some of you might be going into nursing or pharmaceuticals or something such as this. Undercover royal inspector. I'm telling you, somebody is undercover. I think there could be somebody could be watching you undercover, such as a cop, or this is somebody watching you undercover. Like I mentioned to you, somebody is watching you. They're trying to appear as though they're undercover, but they're being pretty obvious at the same time. You already see what's going on. You're not being paranoid. Come on, there's some bribes that are going on in the background of the situation. You need to go to the library, Pisces. You could possibly be going to the library for whatever reason. And yeah, I think that there is a passing of someone that you are concerned about. Either somebody did pass. I'm going to just leave it that way. I'm not going to do this either or situation. I'm going to just say somebody must have passed. This must have been a past tense situation. So, whatever financial need that you're worried about, maybe this is something for yourself, a bill that you have is for a child. They need something. It seems like some money does come through. Because it seems like your money situation is up. It goes up. It could be at work. You could be up for promotion. Yeah. Come on with it. Let's say somebody passed away, it just keeps coming up. It's come up multiple times in your reading. Going to the skating rink. Yeah, you're waiting. You're waiting for a call, an email. It comes through. That might be something you're paranoid about, is an answer to something. Because it seems like you're kind of hanging on. You're waiting for the answer. You're going to a concert. You play instrument. Excuse me. Somebody could possibly be in a band, maybe a marching band. Yeah, there is provisions for a child. So if you're waiting for money to come in for a child, and maybe it didn't come in as usual, maybe something was supposed to come in this week, and maybe it didn't, and maybe it's just a little bit delayed. Maybe something comes in within the next 7 days, especially if we're talking about child support or a decision about a child. You are confined. Financially, you might feel confined by your circumstances because you're not yet across. You're still in the midst of something. I definitely feel like your financial situation has been at an all-time low. It's been decreasing. You feel blocked from the things that maybe you want to have, or someone is possibly making things kind of complicated for you. It might be the state of the economy around this period of time, since we're talking about political situations and such. But regardless of whatever, it feels like I mentioned to you before, several times over, there are provisions made. You do have a contract coming in with whatever this happens to be. Work contract, whatever this is, you're signing on the dotted line for something. There's some sort of contract. Let's say executive order. Something is signed. Something is official. I mentioned to you, something is court ordered. That's the decision is being made. There's definitely a decision about a child. The support of a child, whatever this happens to be. Whatever you didn't know, I'm trying to tell you, you do know. Spirit guides are confirming it for you. You feel like you don't know, but you do. You do know because your intuition is the thing that's coming in to give you the clarity and the answers that you're looking for. It seems like that might be the oppressor. As I mentioned to you before, it's your own self-doubt. It's your own worry, your ability to overthink at times when it would be more beneficial for you to stay calm, not a criticism. It's an observation, okay? Just food for thought. It just does not feel like you're the most grounded when it comes to certain situations. And that's okay. You're a human being. You're going to have moments like that. No one is 100% composed at all times. So that's the opposite of what I am trying to say. You don't have to be composed, but at times where you feel like you're getting ready to lose your mind, Pisces, it might not be a bad idea to regroup, calm down, and think from a clear space. This might give you the ability to see the answers that you're looking for, that you feel elude you, but they were with you the whole time. This is what I'm trying to say. You don't think you know the answers, but your guides say you do. Presently, at this present time, you have clarity about what to do. It's just about follow through at this point. Spirit guides, is there anything else? Yes. Whatever you're worried about at the beginning of the week, or within the 7-day period, or you're coming out of this from the previous week, you walk away feeling victorious and confident about something before this week is over, especially if we're talking about a legal situation or some sort of spiritual battle, spiritual warfare type of thing that's going on in the background. You get justice from a particular situation where you felt like you were losing. Because let's talk about it. For some of you, there is somebody doing magic on you. Or you're doing this on somebody. Spirit guides are coming to somebody's aid. This is your spirit guides letting you know they got your back. Yeah, I mentioned to you at the top of the reading, you've been enduring something for so long. Now you're getting ready to come out of this. Whatever somebody blocked, whatever some sort of adversity, opportunities, or whatever that somebody came in and tried to block, this is spirit guides coming to your aid. Or this is spirit sending someone to help you. the shooting star situation. Some of you are dealing with a Gemini or an Aquarius. Somebody's coming in to communicate a particular message to you that helps you through and that gives you that confirmation of that answer that you thought you knew about, but you just were not really fully, you had your doubts about it. Yep. Spirit, is there anything else the Pisceans need to know? Your relationships. Spirit guides are saying seek out sincere relationships. I mentioned to you over and over again, you got some two-faced people around you or around somebody that you love. Spirit guides say you might be reevaluating your relationships, your friendships with people. Advice, Holy Spirit, for the Pisceans before the next 7 days is over. Advice for the Pisces nation. Oh, popped right out before I could even separate the deck and shuffle. Center yourself. We talked about that. So that you can clearly hear the answers. You're paranoid. You feel like you're losing your mind. You're like, Spirit guides, where the heck are you? The wheels in your mind are constantly turning. Yes? Your spirit guides say, Pisces, center yourself. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more meaningful place. Take a few deep breaths. Pisces. The answers, as I've mentioned to you, do not elude you. You already know. Spirit says, stop worrying about what these people think, Pisces. Opinions are the lowest form of knowledge. Do not be thrown off by others' opinions. Simply say, I appreciate your input, and do what intuitively feels right to you. I mentioned to you earlier that somebody is coming in with your input. For some of you, this might be unsolicited advice or advice that you didn't ask for. Somebody might be coming in shoulding all over you, telling you what you should do, what you ought to do, how you ought to do something. Maybe for some of you, it comes across like that. But for others of you, it seems like somebody is sincerely concerned. As soon as I pick up the deck, that's crazy. Shoulding all over you. Spirit guides say, are you really that concerned about other people's opinions? You might have that type of situation, but it seems like the answer ultimately is up to you. You have free will. Spirit, one last word of advice for the Pisces nation before this next 7 days is over. Receive. You are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. But now is the time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural flow and order of the universe. It seems like there's a blessing that you're getting ready to receive, Pisces. Maybe some of you are Aries. Maybe that's your sun sign. Maybe you're Pisces, Aries cut. No, Pisces, Aries cusp is come and gone. Maybe some of you, maybe you're an Aries sun or something such as this. Regardless, it seems like you got a blessing that's on your way. Like Spirit is saying, now it's time for you to receive, Pisces. Spirit guides are saying it's your turn. You're someone who gives back, gives openly and willingly to other people. You've got some sort of gift or accolade coming in, either literally or from the universe. Spirit guides say, get ready to receive. But that Pisces, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal, you can do so by heading to my website, which happens to be angelicassentionstarot.com, or by staying tuned for the paid live, which will start in maybe roughly about 15-20 minutes. You can see me there. Or you can book on my website, which happens to be angelicassentionstarot.com. Thank you, Pisces Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one.